That was a place that caught me off guard a few times. I'm intrigued to know how my pace and a time trial lap would go towards half the guys in the field. I was if I could get rid of one or two more errors, I'd be looking at a high 150. So looking forward to being 22nd in the grid here.
If you're comparing pace to some of these guys, you'd be me at the back.
Well, the funny thing is, they're just looking for the time trial. I got to just outside the 100, and I'm like, there's a name I recognise. Zagrad, copy that setup. Shaved about a second and a half.
I was racing against him yesterday. I couldn't even keep up. I was like, somehow everyone pitted. It was under the safety car at the first few laps. Me and Zyder were at the back, or near the back, on the mediums. Somehow, he was in second. I was in third, out of 15 left.
Then you to wake your nose with that nosebleed.
Yeah, and then go around turn 3. Basically, I crossed the line. My rears were like borderline just below the marginal green part, and I was in the blue. So I was on cold rear tyres. Go around turn 3, back end goes, puts me straight to last. I had the guy in 4th right on my rear, trying to take his place from me. Trying to hold on to 3rd place was harder than you think.
I'm intrigued with this one. I think there's going to be a lot of... Well, it depends, because these guys are obviously really used to the F2 cars by now, but it would be obviously the last round of the season. But I feel Sector 1, obviously in an F1 car, you can kind of go full pelt after turn 1, right until that braking point at the end of it. Sector 2, you've obviously got the 2 long straights where you've got the hard braking point. And then Sector 3 is just so tight, which if you nail it in an F1 car, it's so smooth and so satisfying. But at the same time in an F2 car, you're kind of like, oh my god, trying to... Obviously, it's just not as easy to handle, so I expect there to be a lot of corner cuts and a lot of penalties in that regard, but again, that's just a newbie's 4 or 5 laps around the track just to kind of do a bit of practice. I think the tyre choice, I think, is super soft for the qualifying. I think it might be mediums, possibly softs in the race, so we'll find out in that regard. But
going off, I think it was super soft mediums. Oh, sorry, soft. Super soft mediums.
So it'll be interesting to see how many people at the end of this lap have the red warning. I'll get the track map up, see if we end up with a completely...
Oh, it's absolutely constant. Oh, Zyder's still top as an all.
Max is starting off pretty well, which is interesting to see. Good luck. You can see possibly looking at the fastest first sector for Merck, so good on him there. I'm just going to look down here. Yep, there's your first invalidation. UK Beast Assassins, he's invalidated, so he'll start at the back of the grid. Okay.
That won't help him towards the. I believe he's in the group 4, 4th place. Just check.
And also as well, Baggy Fan and P18, of course, him in 10th position at the moment. Check this out. Two of the guys that will be representing Prema in their battle against Trident. So it's going to lie at the moment on 4th place Bennett as he flickers down 1 position. And I think we'll get Ham Jam as well for an invalidation. Yep, so those 2 at least at the moment will start at the back of the field. We still have a little bit to go. Plenty of places to invalidate in this tricky 3rd sector in an F2 car, like it can be.
Yeah, this final sector is tough to crack, especially this corner coming up as we enter. You want to brake slightly early and cut you can cut the corners, as I see from the Mercedes chat through the division. I feel
with that corner in particular, it's one of those ones you maybe take a bit more risk in qualifying, or when you're in clean air. But if you're going to be in the middle, like say example lap 1, and you've got so many guys right about you, that is going to be somewhere that'll certainly make you fear. We end up in Merckx on invalidation, race roller as well. I think we had 14 there of the 19, I believe, that set a valid lap. As I say, it is a quite an easy place to pick up some corner cuts, so that could be a factor in the race.
Oh, when you okay, Sheffield United just scored.
Jesus Christ. What have you done it, James?
No, and it was the most scrappiest goals you'll ever concede. Do you know what you're doing?
Also class to know
Blame me
James.
there.
Guess what position would be? P15 right at the back of the grid. There we go. Side rad.
No, not
smash
bad.
these.
It's not a bad position.
Side rad that got his TT time, I think, up by about 600 so.
I was 14th out of 17 people had turned up. The rest didn't even bother to set times. Because they joined late.
So I think we'll be brave here, and I think we'll predict so it'll be dry races. I'll be very, very surprised if there is rain.
Same, we've not had rain for a while, have we?
Never had rain Abu Dhabi. I was going to say never had rain Abu Dhabi. That time there was rain, but rain.
Highly doubtful. Yeah, would be nice.
Good to see we've got a kind of evening spectacle as well. Makes it just look that wee bit more cooler.
I'm just seeing the wet tyres on the grid. It's like, okay. In the pit lane.
Got to prepare for all
So,
eventualities.
yeah.
I don't even want to give a prediction here, that way it's the end of the season, anything can happen. Some folk can just go screw it, send it. Some people have got a lot to play for in terms of saving their constructor from relegation, of course, next year. High Tech joins the grid, which means we'll lose one, because apparently the game doesn't allow any option to have more than 22 people in a race, so in order to be spectated and broadcast, we will be losing people. Oh, not losing people,
Yeah.
losing cars.
Oh, we'll be losing either the Trident or the Prema, because they are the two lowest teams with the two lowest points, so it'll either be Trident or Prema who will lose for next season.
Just confirm as well, James, that it is the super softs and the soft tyre compounds, and it seems a very,
Oh, the softs.
very mixed grid in terms of the amount. I think 1, 2, 6 on the soft, 13 on the super softs. No one outside, it's on inside the top 8, opting for the harder tyre. Of course, the man that loves the alternate strategy, SLR Mickey, the first man on that soft tyre. So it's going to be really, really interesting. I say big pressure today. We'll just read through quickly the permutations and you can quickly find them. So basically, obviously both championships have been won. A battle for P4 is between Southerner, we've got Merckx, Race Roller and Darnell and Beast, who are all separated by 25 points. And of course, as James mentioned, that big battle between Trident and Prema. The teams that ends last in the constructors will vanish from the grid for season 3 and will be replaced by High Tech. Prema have a 9-point deficit to try and make up here. Oh, sorry, 8 points, but obviously would need 9 points to get there, as it is currently 72 points to 64. So it is going to be a key battle between Baggy Fan 1995 and check this out against Bennett 628 and SLR 7.
I haven't just realised we only got 19 on the grid, so
Who's the missing man?
might have. Oh, we're missing Mr. 20. Who is that? We lost.
Callum, is it
Members
possibly? It
as well.
looks like a BWT Arden. I don't see 2 bits of pink unless
No, Freeman's filling
Freeman's
it.
in there. I don't see Crafty. Do I? I don't see Crafty. Somebody filling in.
Crafty is the Saru. No, Saru's with Max.
That's the second Shiruka and Les Owens in it.
Yeah, no, it is Saru. Yeah, we're missing Crafty.
Because Owens in the ART. There we go. So one Shiruka that's missing. And they're in a battle with ART for 6th and 7th place in the championship, although it would need a really good showing from Race Roller. Race Roller is capable of getting good points, so that could possibly see a swing there. But we've talked about permutations, we better talk about a race, James.
Just a quick check. There's a car in the middle of the track.
Oh,
Oh, there we go, it's just glitched out.
let's just slide in there like a smooth operator. 16 laps around Abu Dhabi. Let's hope for more overtakes than we saw on Sunday. As the 5 lights go, and we are racing. Comfortable start there by Zygrad, that's for sure. He was 3 wide just behind. And already I've got the timing glitch. I don't know what you've got from your side, James. But,
Zyra's still in the lead, but yeah, it's still the time glitch for me.
so what's really interesting is then taking away the timing glitch, that Bennett would be sitting in P3, which is very good for the Trident team. Hopefully they fought herself out there, because I say they've got a lot of permutations that could play a big factor here. It seems like Merck's a poor start. I don't quite happy with him. But yeah, it's just going to be a case of how will they handle these heavy braking points with everybody going side to side there to try and take a toe off the other and put themselves in the best.
This will be one of the hard corners to manage with everyone diving.
Oh, and then Sidrad takes the ball up. We'll see if we can possibly avoid two drivers doing a Grosjean and Hulkenberg from 2018 hanging there like a cow. But relatively clean so far, which is good to see. We've got a wee attempt to give James's views. We've got a move, possibly a late break in there.
Looking to back out there.
Freeman does well to keep his position. As they're getting ready for this long swooping corner with a heavy braking point. It's all going to come down to this in the opening laps. Nobody seems to do reasonably well behaved.
Big battle for 13th. Bit rear end there from Rando. Ham looking to the inside as he does. A little lag there from Ham. Shunting the race.
Got a spin up.
Panther in the wall. Yeah,
that's Senna in the Trident. That's one of the key components in that battle to stay in the constructor. So, a wee bit of wobble there. I think that was Jamham there as well. Had a bit of wobble, and that might see him possibly vulnerable.
Jamman's rear went there. It's like,
it's just one of the things you try and get high in the power on an F2 car, James, and you can go a wee bit flying. That's for sure. I'll get silly bunny in the pits. He must have had, yeah, frontline change, just to confirm, James. Frontline change. And there's your first penalty of the evening for UK Beast Assassin. That's the thing, though, is there was so many DRS trains when it eventually is allowed to be used, going down these straights. I think that's where you're going to see most of the moves, the heavy braking points. Try and get it on
yeah, it
here.
shows how powerful the DRS is on this track. Well, it's just the other one, sorry.
I was lucky there that I've managed to go to the same on-board as you found, and it looks like it's a really good move here for Freeman if he can make it stick. He's bravery squeezes Bennett there, and he'll absolutely take 4th position. But as I said, one of those places that will be good for making moves, and the BWT Arden driver moves up into 4th position. But Bennett in a good position for Trident, especially with his teammate down in P18. But of course, we're only a couple of laps in. It's a long way to go, and of course, one safety car could change everything in this race.
Yeah, big battle here for P9 at the moment. Nicky, Czech and Racewell. Of course, Czech being the Prema, with Bennett being in P5 with the Trident. So big points for them.
Timed that quite well as well, because as soon as I jumped on, Nicky took out the ball. Seems to be a regular theme in this F2 race so far, is if in doubt, take the ball hard out. Yeah, you just see there, I was on the board there with Czech, and he was just struggling so hard there just to make sure he was defending the lines and not taking that extended track limits penalty, but at the same time not to compromise his line for the rest of for sector 1. But I'll keep an eye on that one for you, James. I'm staying on the onboard and on the race roller, because that'll give you an onboard basically a few battles. Oh, and Nicky had a bit of wobble. I think that's going to see.
Oh, Czech, bit of wobble.
Both of them got a bit of wobble.
Yeah, too early in the power there, especially with these cars.
And with DRS now activated, there's one place for race roller, and there's two.
Nicky's been caught out here with the DRS train, and four. All four going into the corner.
And that is an aggressive driving there for Hamjam. Race roller got a bit of a kick there, so he's been compromised. The problem is he's then blocked the road. The Hamjam is going to take. He's going to try and battle in between the two of them. They're 3 wide here. I'm going to try and go to the angle behind.
4 wide! Czech started to go on the outside, all 3 of them. It's like,
There's a
I'm trying to get a good angle.
there's a wee bit of contact. A good view to take is maybe the on board of Czech. And you can see how close the battle there was between Race Roller and Nicky. It was
That was mad.
it was that way, but there was a wee bit of contact. It was just like kind of banging the wheels and all in fair and well. I hope Race Roller was a wee bit wide off track there. The thing is as well, when you're battling as competitively as these guys are, as Czech gets the penalty there.
No.
It's allowing ham jam. You can see there already a 2-second gap he's managed to pull out there. You'll probably just enjoy that bit of free air just to try and catch up in the likes of Owen in 8th place. But interesting as well up at the front, well, Zydra does have the lead, he does have that penalty, which just means he might need to put a bit more of the power down, but no point in trying to extend that gap just now. May as well just wait, there's no safety cars. You can keep your tyres in as best condition as possible. See if I can find any decent battles.
Battle for P3 between Gemham and Freeman. Next closest battle. Top 10.
There's a really good one down P13 to P16. Baggy, and then you get Panther, Merckx, and UK Beast Assassin. I probably say there's probably maybe just like probably just over a second between the 4 of them, so it's quite the DRS train. But I think you might see a move here by the Univirtuosi car of Beast Assassin with Guanzo. He's braking hard, he's broke so hard there.
Oh, aggressive on the brakes. Well, not even braking there.
It's almost as if he get like so much of a slipstream and toe off a Merckx that he just went, oh god, I've overrun this. But it's
a full Fernando Alonso esque.
The good news is though, they're going to be still battling. And
Sem's gone.
try to see where that is, and there is, I think it's just a VSC, possibly. I'll try and
It's
VSC, I just saw that on the marker board. I wonder, that's too early for people to try and take a pit stop on the VSC, surely.
No, Southerners spawn. It's a bit, yeah. I don't think.
No, we're green anyway, so it doesn't matter. People have tried to take
Yeah,
it,
I
but
think
God,
it is the
somebody
right.
just-
It's marginal. It is the right time to pit.
No, why they're checked. I think it was checked to just kind of stopped there completely, but it was a bit messy. But a few people on the pits anyway. This will be quite interesting them throwing out the pits because obviously it's not the kindest pit exit in the world if you're trying to get there quickly. It was bad enough trying not to bin it last week at Interlagos, and then you get the same situation here. And the fact it brings you pretty much close to somebody that's going full pelt on a yellow flag. It's Nicky going slow again. I don't know why, if he's at damage or why Nicky is going so slowly. I'm going to stick on board behind Nicky just to see what the issue possibly could be. Well, we're bold to see if those soft tyres do last 12 laps and what kind of position the likes of Ham Jam and Race Roller, who started on those tyres, can drag them out to if they can make them last.
Battle here for P10 for the last remaining point of the feature race. Baggy and Beast are really struggling on these super softs. They're basically going around the corner. They'll either go too early in the throttle, or they just take the line all wrong. So you see from Baggy's, he went wide through the middle chicane, and so lets Beast go all over. Oh, Zadro's left.
On it.
But Prima boys are given absolutely everything to keep them up.
Nice, eh?
Just keep an eye on Panther's connection.
Okay.
Super softs are runners, Barth, McCowan and Bennett are in the pits.
Unfortunately, Panther's not really any car running with them, so I can't really get a gauge. That He's confirming we've re-invited Zydrad, so hopefully we'll get him in as quickly as possible.
It's paid him anyway.
Well, I think he pitted before the disconnect.
Yeah, I don't think he'll lose too much time. He's losing a few tenths.
But it is, he's back.
He's not even lost that much. I think he's gaining time now. Big battle here for first as Hamjam now takes second place off Bennett.
It seems like those tyres are really working now. They're in the window.
Yeah, the tyres ain't done now.
I think he'll just be a wee bit frustrated. He's this close to McEwen, right, coming through this kind of sector. I feel like this is somebody who could probably blitz it on those tyres and create some sort of gap. So you'd like to imagine the likes of McEwen, Bennett and Panther will look to pit here, and that'll be giving us full clarity that the length of stint on the super softs is approximately 4 or 5 laps if you're feeling brave. That's the thing. Hamjam, do you make a move here knowing the guy's going to pit possibly, and he's going to try and take that inside line, and he peels off. Hamjam into the lead of the race, and Bennett into the pits as well. A yellow flag in sector 3, and that is
it's a spin out
Panther in the wall, and it's not exactly the kindest place to be right now, because people are coming through there quite frequently, and hopefully he's not getting in his way.
Not the yellow flag. Yeah, it's still Panther.
I think it's
just rejoined the track.
He was in a tricky position there where it was like a really tight part of the track, and you've got people coming through and you don't want to impede them. So, he's
you don't want to take a risk.
Nearly done a Kevin Magnussen and missed a bit. That was quite the reminiscence of K-Man going, oh well, I missed the pit, so I just did another lap.
It's a good send-off.
Do some donuts for the fans. Try to find some gaps. So the first place man, 6 seconds clear, 10 seconds into Zydrad. Of course, Zydrad is the highest placed person to have pitted. A few DRS gaps just below. Closest actually is Rando, if you want to know, you're already on it. McKeown is looking to McKeown, I should probably pronounce it correctly at the start. Passing Rando there, so good manoeuvre there.
Yeah, the only thing is they'll be on slightly worn softs now. They're probably getting near their peak. They're halfway through now on the tiling, which should be around 12 laps. Something like that.
See if we get a potential move here. It's just still within DRS range, but it is just a nice cushion for 4th place. Darnell over Jamham. Both guys with pretty fresh, soft tyres, so it'll be interesting to see how quickly Darnell can get them into the window, if he can ensure that they're working for. Oh, we've got another yellow flag there. I'm going to try and find that thing. That's Nicky.
That's it. Yeah, Nicky's really struggling on those tracks. He is not a fan of this track.
And Zydrad takes the fastest lap, and then Jamham just goes, "Mind please, thanks," and the damn skull. I think it's one of those tracks, so you kind of love it or hate it. I don't mind driving it, but when you watch it IRL, you're just like, get this track away. Nicky going slow again. Look at the damage. I just want to cruise around. Try and find some battles. Only a few within DRS range. Again, all our battles close to the one you're watching is one between
Panthers left.
Bennett, Rando, and McEwen. I'll see if I can get Panther back. Nicky's retired.
Why is he retired? How's he retired there? He's still moving.
Confirming AG Panther with an invite.
Yeah. Is that retirement on track?
For Nicky, I wasn't paying attention, so I was trying to invite them.
Because his car's still moving.
Where exactly is his car? Because
His car is, or he's one of the orange cars, and I'm on board with one orange car. What car? Which
Maybe
one's-
we'll try to even follow.
He's in the campus, isn't he?
It might be worth trying to follow even a car that's behind it, try to identify through that. So, I couldn't really say anything. Like I was thinking maybe annoying to a jam ham, but
I don't know. Actually, no, it might have been Hamjam's car. His car might have retired. I was looking. Who was he? Was in the chicane on the bottom left of the map, but that was Hamjam.
anyway, we're back to green racing. Halfway through. Not really any major incidents, a few passes, some good battles, but most of the. Oh my word.
Jam Ham taking a new line there.
He's going to be joining Valtteri Bottas in a January rally event. It seems we're driving like that. That's for sure. He's in the City Camara Dams car, and he's now under a bit of pressure from Freeman in the BWT Alden. Might just be a wee bit too far ahead, but you never know. How brave is Freeman going to be under the brakes? Obviously, I think he had issues with his brake pedal last weekend, but no such issues here. He'll just slot in behind Jam Ham. He'll maybe make his move at this particular junction, but still a fair whack away, because I think Jam Ham is getting DRS behind Darnell as well.
It's not activated yet, so. There was a big scrap for P9 between Southerners, Owen and Rando. Rando just really struggling on those 8-lap pulled softs now, and Owen Southerners just overtaking there on the hairpin in the early sector, second sector.
I feel the SLR had a very, very good defensive line, which kind of gave Owen the real opportunity to make the move. If anything, if he made that move, he was going to compromise his line into the chicane. So, good driving there from the Uni Virtuosi car as he is sitting in 9th place. Interestingly enough, though, James, with obviously the permutations that they have, Bennett is in P8, which, fair enough, it's not first or second or anything, but in context of what's happening between Trident and Prema, that reverse pole could set him up for an ideal race in race number 2. That's one to look out for there. That could be a nice tactical decision from Bennett, although he could get McEwen, although to be fair, that is a big gap between them and Freeman, who is right on the behind of Jam Ham in that battle for 6th and 5th. We could actually see a move here, because Jam isn't in the DRS of Darnell, Freeman is in the DRS of Jam Ham. This could be done before they even make it to the corner. So,
Oh, dive on it. He blocked the inside, so he had to go on the outside there.
It's going to be brave driving here. Freeman's got him, although the switchback. Oh,
the contact! I got all of that.
I was on the onboard with Jam Ham there, so I was upside down. That's
I was on board with Freeman.
surely to God got to be a safety car. If that's the VSC, what are we playing?
I don't know if Jam just drove into Freeman or Freeman just turned slightly into Jam, but that's probably one for the stewards to review.
Is there even the potential of the car just basically, and as a one safety car, even just like a kicky oversteer, just because of the way obviously you get
It could be, it just depends on the angle of the wheel. Again, I can. Yeah. It'll all depend on what their view shows.
And there's somebody the race has really fell into the hands of Ham Jam. Other safety car conditions, he has a fresh pair of super softs that he's not used. And Rachel will follow that, which means Zydrad should come out in the lead, but he is going to be.
Dolzy says, wow, Jam loses traction.
Possible.
It looked possible. It's hard to tell because with the way they both went into the chicane, Freeman loses grip. Jam, you could have lost it. It'll all depend on the right angle of their wheels. If he was fighting the car, you can easily tell he lost control.
And there's an incredible script if I ever saw one. Freeman tangles with Jam Ham look who's right behind him on the safety car restart on a fresh set of tyres. His brother. What a script. But it's what I said earlier on as well, James. I said, like, there was no point in Zydra just trying to extend that gap, because this could always happen. And the fact he's got a penalty is going to put him under a lot of pressure to try and extend that gap as quickly as he can. So I think he's got to try and be as alert as possible on that restart and just try and get the hell away from Darnell and Freeman. I think he's in a good position where at least he doesn't need to worry about them as much, because they'll be under immense pressure from Hamjam, who faster tyres and a penalty is going to mean they're going to have to go for it as well. So really intrigued to see how this goes.
Baggy's gone. Turn 1. Yeah, his wheel's gone. Rando's lost his front wing.
It's all happening now.
So there was contact between them two. Baggy's lost his front wheel.
Even madder that it was under safety car conditions.
Come on, lads, you've got to be knowing this.
So I don't think we'll see.
It's not even it's not coming out bits either. It's like.
That's the thing as well, James. This is going to mean the likes Zydra, Darnell, Freeman, they're all going to have to try and warm up these tyres and get them in the window for this restart. This could completely change this race on its head. Because I don't think you'll see this until, I think we'll see a race into lap 13 if I'm being honest, because there's so much of the field at the back. But it's fairly spread apart. I know there's a couple of 12 second, 10 second gaps in there. So this is going to lead for an incredible finale under the lights.
Yeah, it'll be probably lap 14 maybe, the way the train is. It'll start at lap 14, end of 14.
I think it's,
restart the
see the fact though that the main line of cars is just going on those two long straights. I do feel that's a good opportunity for most of the field to catch up, so I think it might be a bit of an issue for Silly Bunny, for Randall, but I think the rest should. In fact, Silly Bunny's a lap down, sorry, so Randall, Panther.
Yeah, Silly, but he can't overtake. He's done. Because how the game is, it needs to be fixed on being a lap down car.
To be fair though, they usually do allow most of the field to bunch up before they allow lap cars to pass. So, and usually when
in real life they do, yeah, but it's just not.
And because in the game, once you get the field all mixed together, because most people will be a 50% race at max, then I can understand why they've maybe not added that in as a feature. But I would not like to be Silly Bunny in this restart. But he's well within his right to keep in this race, because you never know, there could be some issues on the restart and he could see himself maybe sitting 13th, 12th, maybe even higher getting into that race. So, I mean, I've been in that position myself. There's been late carnage, and you just, if you're in the race, you'd always be ready to pounce, and points make surprises. But I feel that way as well. The top 8 had a massive gap to Bennett. Now that's having a good opportunity, although he is on fresh tyres now, to really push for the Trident team. But in that battle, Baggy's out for Prema, Sem's out for Trident, so that's them at the back of the grid for the sprint. Bennett P9 and Czech P10. You couldn't write that, they're both next to each other on the restart, although Bennett is on the far fresher tyres, with a lot of fresh tyres behind Czech as well.
Just bring up some more info on the crash between Freeman and Jamham. Speaking to Jamham, our retirement driver, he put the power on and then it snapped on me. I tried to catch it and then just spun into Freeman, so it's an accidental incident.
It's one of those things that can happen in after it.
Yeah.
What if you're Nicholas Latifi on the start finish line at Abu Dhabi? Yikes.
Can I join? Willock, just one of the admins, if you go over to, if you scroll to the bottom of the page you're on now, there's the Twitter links, website links to contact one of the admins. If you message them on Twitter, and they'll set you up with a small interview, then a driver's test, and they'll bring you into the league that way.
I'm sure this is going to be the time we get the safety car in. We just have...
Well, the only issue is Rando's still so far back. Yeah, he's in the slap. He's going to be getting caught out.
Yeah, he's just enjoying the scenery.
That's the only issue with this track. If you're so far back, you cannot catch up. So even track position is always key on this track.
So I'm going to sit on this restart on Amjam just because obviously the difference in tyre compounds, so I'll let you know what's happening from there.
Yeah, I'll stay on board with Zydred on the leader. That's the start. Last 3 laps.
I'm going to try to know when he just decides to floor it because he needs to create that gap. Obviously want to give himself the best launch possible. He's holding everyone right up to the line, fair enough. Oh no, and because of that, he has put it right into the hands of Hamjam, and we can see an unbelievable take.
Oh, 3 wide, it's turn 1 contact.
Yes.
Freeman controls it.
Just the yellows waving everywhere for some reason. I don't know if that's a... Oh, Darnell's a bit wobbly, and that might see Hamjam look for a second move, and this is working out perfectly for Zydrad.
Bunny's spun. He's now dropped her right to the back.
And I think we've got a definite glitch here with the constant yellow flags.
Yeah, a lot of changes there at the back.
Let's try to see there. Bennett, check this out, battle 9th and 10th. Bennett, if you get one more position, the opportunity move here potentially. And the Campos car is in there, and Hamjam will take second place on those fresher tyres, and that wee wobble from Darnell. Oh, and Freeman nearly another incident there.
Another incident. Freeman in the wars here.
Freeman must be sick of that. Absolutely sick of that. But he's done little defend there. Really good racing line, and that's going to keep him.
Race alert. Outside overtake there.
Let's see what other battles we've got. Ham's managed to take a bit of time out of his Hydrad, but both of them get penalties, so that's going to be interesting.
It's a penalty as well. That will help him.
Get a bit of shoot at the back there. I think that might be Merckx has spun or been possibly involved in an incident. Panthers letting them by, so I don't know if they've maybe are coming together. And Randall's still seeing the sights.
Yeah, if it's coming together, it's nice of him just to hold up, and that's the fairest way you can be, and suffer a lesser consequences later on.
I think Zydrad could still be possibly good for a win here because he's got the gap on Hamjam. They're on the same amount of penalties, although he's going to have to defend for his life, but the gap could be substantial enough over Freeman if Freeman continues to have competition from Darnell.
Yeah, Merckx said enough.
I'll see him slipped from 13th to 15th on the sprint race coming up shortly.
Oh, that's if Bunny makes it.
Oh, checks out with wide, he's spun, he's just T-boned, silly Bunny.
Oh no.
It takes a wee bump into the wall. I think his wing might be fine, but yeah.
Benny's going for the overtake.
Not ideal.
Oh, he goes for it. He's side by side with Owen as he gets P8 into the chicane.
I think Panthers just decided screw this. Well, I don't know how he's not picked up a DSQ, but I think he was just trying to put himself in the best position to try and turn.
Oh, and picks up another penalty. That that will give Freeman P2.
I have no idea what's happened with Sally Bunny's car, but he has somehow went from the start of sector 2 to the start finish line, so this might be something the drivers might want to watch out for. If I think he's disappeared on your screen, but on mine it's still showing on
It's not on my map.
Didrat's pitting. Dude,
You got damage?
I'm going to double check, I'll stay on the car, but on our last lap,
Or is he going for the fastest lap? Or he won't be able to do it on that lap? Or is he just giving people points?
anyways, giving people points, no damage in the car. Maybe
I don't blame him.
maybe just want to have a bit of fun in the last race. Maybe just doesn't like doing interviews, fair enough.
Fair enough. Oh, he's going to be jumping in the party later on for the him and Darnell later on.
Oh, and I had this weird glitch there. Bunny's still on the start finish line. Check this out, seemed to collide with him, but carries on like normal. Very strange.
Bunny's in the but Bunny's glitched. I think he DNF'd with it being the last lap. Big battle here for P2 at the moment.
Well, it's all changed. That Zydrat pit is basically turned everything on its head. You got to do it with Panther as well. Stay in, you've got a chance. P10. Point.
Quick check.
So I think if I'm right, I'm just give us 6 seconds worth of pins. That probably would seem down 5th.
What's you need to get Bunny to leave the lobby. Can you get Bunny to leave quickly? I think he'll glitch the lobby out.
Okay, come on, just message him.
Message him. As Hamden crosses the line, race winner. And Freeman takes the win.
Silly Bunny.
McCowan takes second, Rachel a third. Panther takes 10th place. Dido picking up 11th, a little bit of contact on the finish line, but it's nothing. Coming together.
Just said to him, please rejoin during the glitch.
And I can just let you know, Owen has scored his first points of the season. He picks up 2 points to go on to his 0 points on the driver standings.
Not really know if Sally Bunny leaves, and I'll get that re-invited.
Just waiting, still waiting. So as it stands, I think it would be a little bit hard now for Silly Bunny just retired or somehow just promoted himself to 14th.
I'm setting an invite anyway.
Yeah, but it'll be pretty hard now for Kramer to get those 8
I don't know if
points.
Sally Bunny's left the session.
I think he has, yes.
I'll send them another one just in case there was an issue with that. Try and make everything run as smoothly as we can.
Panther's connection is shocking. Have a look, please. Did Panther join back?
I believe so. We've got 4 laps on. It's gone, look.
We'll keep an eye on him, but if it is, the admin saying it is shocking, so we might have to look at it like removing him from the.
So I think when we did try and look at the other was maybe run a boom that I could really judge it. Bunny's sorted, we've done that one. We'll keep an eye on plan 4. But yeah, if it gets to a bad situation, we'll have to do it. No conflicts to do. Pardon me. Place to do it, and that's when I leave.
So the one is showing back.
I'm assuming, James, you're aware of the United score, right?
Yeah, 2-1.
I don't want to spoil it just in case you were waiting until later on. What a nice guy I am.
Yeah. Remove Panther.
Do you want to do it? Or my tells it, don't have it.
Yeah, It's starting nicely just there. I would have to pull you out in the race due to your connection with the others. We apologise.
The message by that. Plan 4. I hear we won them up, but else going on here. So, plan 4.
As we start formation lap for the sprint race of 11 laps. Oh, it's Bryce and Sonny.
Sorry if you just hear my really quick tapping of the keypad. Just said sorry, but I have to actually to leave due to connection issues. So that's been set to plan 4. Look here, so Bennett's the P2 for Trident, and the closest Prema is 13th place. Check this out. 15th Baggy in the Prema, and then Sam down in 18th place. Other permutation, obviously that battle for P4 in the Championship. Southerner will start P3. Panther is left and joined, so okay. So that worked out, that's what he's been told. Merckx will be down in 14th in that battle. Race Roller will be in P number 6. And Darnell will start P4. And Beast Assassin will be in 3rd position. And of course, Zyrad, the F2 champion, will be down in 11th, so he'll be looking to come through the field here. As we have 11 laps in the sun-soaked Abu Dhabi, the final race of Season 2 of Formula 2. Let's get ready to rumble one last time. That's fine, Panther says he's going to retire on the pits.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as if it's all he has to do is pull off the side and just drive around, retire on pits, safety.
I think he's maybe not wanting to like get in people's way or bring out a safety car, so that's fair enough, man. That's one thing I'm really happy with this community. so respectful and that kind of thing. I understand it. But we have lights out here. And we are going. Bennett with the flying start into the lead. Exactly what Trident needed.
A great area up here.
I'll get a spinner at the back. Two spinners there at the back.
Then I think, well, that's Freeman. Freeman's.
So as you say, Freeman and then probably Panther just try to get out of people's way as well. So
Yeah, Panther was pulled off. I think Freeman made contact further up.
So not a good day for a BWT Arden fan. But if you're a Trident fan and you want them to stay in the grid, it's looking good, although believe it or not, you know, the team that has got the new F2 champion in Mick Schumacher, who's had previous winners such as Charles Leclerc, and a potential one coming through the ranks in Oscar Piastri for next season, and of course Robert Schwartzman is, yeah, they're not going to be in the Summer League Racing F2 division next year at this rate. Pressure's on.
Exciting F2 season next season.
A couple going close together here, but you think in this kind of situation people go, you know what, last race, just send it.
As long as he can keep it clean, but you might as well give it all. You've got nothing to lose. Oh, a couple of cars went wide there of the MP Motorsport team. I believe it is.
That'll be the likes of Darnell and Co, and that is of course
both battling each other. Just McCowan have to leave a little bit of space for his teammate, not to put him in the wall.
You can see there Bennett leading on it, and you'll have a nice wee gap as the timing glitch happens again.
He's in a good position.
You want to
Be his
confirmation of Panther pulling over. Tips that, respect.
He's got a good gap to Beast as well. He's in a good position. He could. Oh, Hamjam's not that far away, so as long as he can hold him off, you might have a chance.
There's a potential move here. No, I think Bennett's going to be too far ahead actually. Nice comfortable gap. I like how you're on board, nothing's happening. I'm on board that was saying he could use DRS but hadn't activated it, so there's another glitch.
Yeah, I had the same thing. It just flowed up orange, but he didn't press it. So you probably just didn't notice. Yeah, no, it is a glitch. It's usually 3 laps.
Yep, not activated yet. He picks up the first penalty of the sprint race at 11 laps. So 5 laps shorter than our feature race it's just been. We get Zydrad up 3 places, and the biggest mover, Nicky, up to P9, so a really good start for the Campos driver there. As the latest car he's got ahead of is Owen Hill in this battle for 9th and 10th, although Nicky might have been a wee bit cautious in this harsh right-hander. But he's got a nice wee gap ahead of him, you know, a wee bit of breathing space before he would catch up to the likes of Zydrad and then Darnell and McEwen, so he's got a real opportunity here just to kind of probably burst the tyres a bit more than others, which could come into fruition near the end of the race. So here we'll see if we make a move from check this out for 12. Not stays behind back here, but that's your DRS good activated. So we may see some more moves here. There's going to be a brave move here with 2 Premas on, they're holding each other up, and check this out, get a wee bit of oversteer there, and that's allowed Merckx up into P13. Not that Prema needed to stay on the grid, that's for sure. Oh, and a wee bit of contact there between Merckx, and check this out again down in that battle for 13th.
Bennett gets the DRS as he enters the long straight, as he looks to squeeze in the inside. Ham as well. Bennett's fighting on the outside there. That's side by side. Oh, he's still there.
Oh, he's forced Beast Assassin a wee bit wide, and that is going to allow.
Is it going to be a double overtake?
You know, I was just going to say before that started, I wonder if Hamjam's just going to sit there, be patient, and just look to see when he can strike.
He got the double overtake. He went 3 wide, but Bennett clawed it back. still holding off second.
But the moment second place will be good enough for Pride as the highest Prema.
Well, anyway, on the top, on the top there is good enough.
The spinner there, I think that was. Check this out.
We've
Yeah.
got 3 cars there. There's loads of spinners.
That is not what you wanted for Prema. A few red,
I think it was probably 2 spinners and then just coming together for the rest.
a few red bars there. Silly Bunny and Freeman at the moment. Keep an eye on that.
Couple people, 1, 2 in the pits.
Potential damage there, I imagine.
But, no. Look, Czech's got to stay out.
Needs to be battling this position. Just a wee bit further back behind you, actually. I think it is a continuous train from that now. It's a wee bit behind, but yeah. Basically, race roller onwards, bit of a DRS train. Could lead to some potential good moves. Zai's going to get close enough to Southerner. I think he's just going to be a bit too far behind and he's going to have to slot in behind to then follow the team of Race Roller and Zai a wee bit wide there, and that's going to compromise getting at the next heavy braking point. Can McEwen get a wee bit closer? Not in this instance. Because how that sector 3 is, it's just going to back everybody up in each other. Well, all that happened. Beast Assassin get ahead of Bennett. There's a nice wee gap there, and Hamjam's going to check it out a little bit. Nice 2.7 second gap at the front. And of course, everyone else in quite close battles to allow him to just, stretch out and manage his tyres.
No, he's got no pressure now. There's a cruise control because Sidro's in P7. He's got not really any much pressure from Beast, who was struggling to get past Bennett for the first couple of laps.
And the fact he's set fastest lap, I don't think he's cruise control.
Oh, his pace. It's usually fast. Movement there for P13. So he bagging to leads to the bunny now. Oh, overtaken after overtaken. As we ran those both box.
Darnell picks up a penalty in P4.
That'd be good news for Bennett. At the moment, it's really struggling for people to make overtakes through the DRS, with everyone else getting DRS.
It's as if that kind of change is costing it, although that first one it doesn't.
Sidro making a move. Sidro makes the move on the inside. Easy overtake. Southerners looks to get the inside line, but doesn't get enough on the outside.
That was the first one that really didn't have that DRS and that train there, so that really put Summer under a bit of pressure. And Zagreb was able to be late applying the brakes there to make the move, and
Southerners might try to make the overtake again. He does. So Cameron looks to get past.
it's a good move by the virtuoso driver there.
That's a good recovery, so he needed that.
And that battle as well has just brought McEwen a wee bit closer.
And Nicky's not that far behind here. He's just under a second now, just over.
You'll be hoping that them holding each other up could just get him within DRS range.
Bennett really under pressure here for P3 as he can't keep Darnell from making a move. He defends him in each corner, but he will get him on the long straight.
But I think with Bennett as well, though, like obviously you can relax a wee bit in the fact that knowing that the Premas are 14th and 16th at the moment. It's just going to be mad that the reigning champions IRL won't be on the grid next season. That's quite remarkable. And at the
it's one of the dominant cars really. He's like shame to see him go.
Yep, they'll be replaced by high tech the cars of Luca Giotto and that other guy. And oh, I'm retirement there from Q. Trying to find that. I know
it was
what.
just on the exit there. Yeah, I don't know if it was contact or he's in an area where you got power too early.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that as baggies went by as we're under BSC. So assume it's going to really punish Baggy here because it is on the longest straight, but he's going to go at 60% of what he normally would. That'll certainly help a couple of the guys with extending their tyre length, just to make sure we make it clear.
It doesn't help Beast at all because Hammy's extending his lead. No, he gets slightly closed up a bit. What is it? Marginal 4.5 at the moment. How are we looking for standings for the P4 position?
Can probably try to do that one in play.
So far it's Southerners, and he's sat in P6, and he's down 3 from his original P6.
There's only a few battles at the moment. I think actually one of the better battles in terms of like a few cars rather than just 1v1 is actually the battle for P13. You've got Sally Bunny, Sem, Czech and Randall, all separated by about 1.3, 1.4 seconds, so there's no prizes on offer there, but certainly there's a good fun competitive racing. Obviously guys that maybe have a bit of contact elsewhere. Speaking of elsewhere, Zydrad makes a move on Southerner to take P6.
Gets him on the outside, basically on the outside, but chicane, it's an easy overtake there.
Darnell stuck behind Bennett, so good defending from Bennett.
And Nicky also under pressure for the P8 position in the last points with Jam Ham. A winner himself, trying to get that last points as he tries to. Or he's already clinched 3rd place of the championship, but those extra points may count.
I think the big loser here possibly could be Darnell, the only guy in the top 10, even the top 11, that has a penalty, so that could see him drop potentially at the moment down maybe 1 or 2 places. But there you go, there's I've jinxed it. Jamham gets 1, down in 9.
That won't help him. I'll drop him below Owen as well.
So that maybe gives Nicky that wee bit of breathing space, a wee bit of sigh of relief feel that he's on course to pick up a point. And really wide there on board with Jam Ham there. It might help him in a bit to try and get right behind Nicky and into DRS within the sector 1.
Battle for P3 with Bennett, Darnell and Raceroller. A bit of a squabble between Bennett and Darnell as Darnell makes a mistake, forcing Raceroller to close the gap and look to pounce on the overtake on this long straight here. See both open the DRS straight and long straight. Bennett looks to defend. Will he make the move?
And just confirm that yellow flag was a spin for Randall. And we'll move here, and that, my friend, is well won by Darnell. Can he maintain it?
Yeah, Raceroller a bit unlucky as he gets held off by Bennett as both of them go side by side in this next corner. He just couldn't go anywhere, gets blocked off. Nothing much he could do about it. Lucky enough to avoid him.
I think now if you're Darnell, it's like just try and floor it, just try and make a gap, although
no.
Bennett says I'll take that position, thanks. I'm going to get a Randall retirement.
Raceroller just being a bit patient and watching these two squabble for P3 as they battle, trying to make mistakes. It's Raceroller trying to squeeze past, but it's just nowhere for him to make a move.
I think you're that way as well with Raceroller. It's like you don't want to go too aggressive because when the breaks between either guy and that's Raceroller's front line gone. So I think being patient, just maybe waiting to the DRS and then.
Yeah. Got 3 laps left, no need to rush. Just Darnell has a penalty as well. So.
Play the patient game and you can be just rewarded for it.
Taking this battle's brought Zydrad into the party now. Champion of champion.
It'll be interesting to see what kind of moves he can make here, especially when the pressure's off. He's just here to have a good time. It's so tight there. And there's going to be such a DRS train. Darnell's going to be the one under pressure. Zydrad dives up the inside, he gets Race Roller. Is he going to get Bennett though? Race Roller looked to have a good entry initially, but he's now backed into that last car in the DRS train.
They're going to dive up the corner. Race Roller gets forced off there.
Oh, a wee bit of contact between Zydrad and Race Roller, just look like the banging of the tyres. I think it's going to compromise Race Roller though. He does have DRS, but I think Zydrad with a far better exit there. It's just backed him off the front two a little bit.
Hang on, Southerners has joined the battle. It's now a battle for P3 between 5 cars.
Zydrad centre.
Contact.
And Race Roller gets it.
Jam's lost his wing.
This is one way to end the Formula 2 season, that's for sure, with so many guys competing for that final podium berth.
Between 3rd through 9th, the most tightest battle you'll ever see.
Nicky's there as well. Nicky's there as well. And at the moment, if they're all backed up with penalties, you could see Nicky possibly go as high as P6. Oh, Zydrad there, not with the most ideal line. That's going to put him under pressure from Race Roller. Yellow flag in sector 2, I just think that's just silly.
Yeah, I think that's the check completely. No idea what they're doing.
I was just having fun.
Probably.
Well, the top 2 have checked out, that's for sure. They're away, they're gone.
Oh yeah, non stop. I think Darnell will get caught out massively now with that heavy van.
Such a train behind them.
Bennett just needs to hold on. Zydrad is struggling with the Race Roller behind him.
Oh my god, the Race Roller, oh, he's all over the place. Yeah, that compromises his.
And in the new line on the track. He's been speaking to Abu Dhabi about expanding the track.
He says there's not enough room for passing. Let's change this layout a little bit.
Straight needs to be wider. Bennett just needs to hold on. Keep for the last lap and a half. This will be his personal best in F2.
Zydrad going to send it. He's too far behind. Just sits behind. It's Darnell holding the train up. He knows that he's obviously going to be compromised with that penalty. But as I say, if he keeps it right, there's a good opportunity here. Quite a few. But well, James is on board with the swap on. I'll just confirm that we still have another lap to go. I was going to say it's a win for Ham Jam for the Rising. There's another lap actually.
Oh, technically he's won it anyway, unless he spins. Not jinx.
Now we're on the final lap. So we can keep on board with this battle and see who is maybe reserving to make a move on the last lap of Formula 2. Who's going to send it in style. There is a little gap though. Zydrad to Race Roller is out with DRS range. So Race Roller's going to have to try and just squeeze it and get into that 1 second range. Jamham's also fell out of it as well. So him and Nicky are going to have a wee squabble between themselves at the moment.
Oh, Zydrad's picked up a penalty. That'll secure Bennett the podium position.
All he has to do is not make a mistake. And Nicky get ahead of Jamham as well, so good move from him, although I think it's going to be DRS here for Jamham as Freeman picks up the fastest lap of the race at 1:49.5.
Forward with the race winner for the final sector now.
A couple of penalties there for check this out as we say goodbye to Prema and hello to High Tech for the new season. I'll let you know if there's any other close moves here. It does seem like it is going to be in single file, although we're going to late move. Nicky.
Rando picking up a 10-second penalty there.
Nicky Oates, him and Chapman was so close, but Nicky just manages to hold on there. As he seems to.
Those guys are clean corners. As Hamjan crosses the line. Oh, there's an incident on the finish line. It's Rando on the finish line.
It's not ideal if somebody wants to make a move in the line, but a good one for Hamjam. UK Beast Assassin takes second place. Darnell finishes third on track, but we'll drop that to Bennett. Darnell fourth, Stadrad sixth, Southerner takes fifth, Race Roller seventh, Nicky eighth.
Oh, contact on the finish line. Major incident. I think it was because of Rando's car, I think it was.
Never managed to make it across the line, no. They just want to do.
Yeah, it was mad. It was
spectacular bonus. Baggy's way wide, but I think he's just out of fun because he's acknowledged that he won't be finishing the points, so I think it's going to be. He's let Freeman back as well. Freeman takes
just weaving across the finish. And we've got this battle for 13th. As we all know, these guys have heavier pens, and Silly Bunny taking out all the boards. What is this?
If we're not going to be back to Abu Dhabi for another, well, I was going to say another year, but we're back tomorrow with Division 1, I believe. So, yeah. Shouldn't leave that mess for Division 1. Who did they ever do it, you guys?
I know this is his last lap, but this is terrible driving from Silly Bunny. What is he doing?
It's one of those.
I expect better from Sem.
I think they're just having fun, you know, it's not going to affect anybody. It's all over and done with last race of the season. Everybody's getting ready for Christmas, and there's a frame on the wall from Check This Out and Silly Bunny.
Sem's not making that.
The drift there.
Yeah, Silly's not making it. Good finish, straight in the wall, wheels come. Check, seeing out the Prema with donuts on the finish line, straight in the wall. It's not been a fantastic season for Prema, only picking up 64 points for the season, with 41 of them coming to. What was that? 41 for Checkers Out and 0 for Baggy Fan, so a bit unlucky for him not to pick any points up for the season. With also fellow drivers of Callum, SLR Callum not picking up any points, and Owen picking up 4 points for the season now. His first points for this race, really, or this those two races.
Of course, it would have been a case if the other guys would have been covering in for people that would have been replacement drivers.
Yeah.
As well, so don't think the fact they've got no points at this point is.
Yeah, they've had 23 points have come from them.
It's certainly not reflective of their driving abilities.
Oh no, just shows out the quality of the drivers in this league. Just a bit unlucky, but probably one of the standout performances from the race is probably Bennett. It's personal best. I don't think he's finished the podium this season. I
think he's maybe the one because I don't remember speaking to him.
Might have, yeah.
Once.
Sorry, I've forgotten halfway through the season. I think he did get P3. I think it might have been for the sprint race. Can't remember which race it was. But managed to hold off Sidrad for a very long period of time, and Beast Assassin for a few of the fastest 5 laps.
Your top 3 James are Hamjam, UK Beast Assassin, and Bennett for the weekend.
Just basically all sprint race winners.
This is where I wish I had a pen and paper to note stuff down.
Sorry, I've forgotten all about it. So Ham, Freeman, and McCown, yeah.
Oh, that's what I was just sprint race. I saw Ham.
Yeah, I just went on the weekend one. It's Ham because he got 12 and then 15 on 2 for the first lap. Freeman got it because he got the win, and then McCowan got because he got second. It was basically it was a tie for third. Darnell got 18 points, but he finished 10th. He got 10 points and he got 8 in the sprint race. So technically, third was tied, but McCowan had more points overall. Alright, let's get these in the party. There's Ham Jam, there it is. Boys, just make sure you hit the box when you join the party. Right, that's Ham Jam in, so it's everyone in the party. Included. Yep. Everyone's in their boxes, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Alright, let's start off with SLR McCowan.
Look.
Yeah, lad. It's been a while since I don't think I've spoken to you yet in the podium party chat this season, enough to.
Nah, I've missed about 4 or 5 races, and I don't think I'll be on there. Cheers, manga.
Do I need to go back to the party? Oh yeah, fair enough. Oh, I can say. Hang on. I was on the showroom part, so I saw that. I'm turning back in there. But yeah, we'll carry on with the interviews. Yeah. How'd you? Well, we're qualifying. How do you think that went for you? Did you think you expected do well in qualifying, or was it one of your weaknesses?
I wasn't really expecting it, to be honest. I haven't really done massive amount of practice for this race, more focused on the F1, but yeah, I was quite impressed really. P6, so couldn't mind really.
Yeah, not too bad. To honest, you had a bit of a scrap with your teammate as well in the feature race, because you two were squabbling throughout. It was like, were you communicating with each other?
We don't really, well, we're in the same party,
What was you?
but we just don't really, we know our limits.
You don't really.
We know when we're going to stay behind each
Yeah,
other.
because you were both scrabbling with each other between you for the feature race and the sprint race. There was a little bit of context in the sprint race, but we'll talk about that after. But we believe you had a pretty decent feature race, picking up 10 points, which helps you towards. I think you're in the battle for P4. I think.
Not too sure, to be honest. I think I'm a little bit lower than that. I think it was P8.
I think no. Yeah, you're just outside. Yeah. You're just outside the points. You're good.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Not too bad. Tony, you had a fantastic season so far.
It is.
But yeah, how do you think the feature race went for you, picking up that P6?
It's alright, to be honest. I didn't see anyone getting penalties. If I can actually work out where I was, I thought I'd actually finish P4 or 5.
Yeah, there wasn't many instances up top, but it was mainly towards the back end of the field.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, pretty much fantastic race for you. Going into the sprint race, how do you think that went for you? Picking up 8 points, so pretty decent.
Yeah,
And you were ahead of, I believe it was Southerners, I think it was. You were tied with on 18 points.
yeah, it's good. I mean, the points crashed, but it is what it is, and that I'm just glad to pick up the points in the first race in the feature.
Pretty much decent, really. That's not too bad, man. Any questions, Max?
Well, I think it's going to be a regular theme of the questions of the evening. But of course, we're now at the finale of this particular season. Over the course, is there any particular highlights for yourself over the course of, maybe like a particular overtake or a race result, anything that's just went, something you were really, really satisfied with at all?
Probably taking a win in Hanoi, but obviously that was down to Zydrad picking up damage from Rockham ahead, but I mean, didn't expect to get a win in F2 at all, so for me that's a massive thing, really.
Something you can certainly look at and build upon if you potentially come back for us the following season. I mean, you get that first win, that gives you that kind of motivation to do it again.
Yeah, that's it.
Have you got any plans for next season to improve on your racing? Probably fight more towards the top end, compete for more podiums, any goals, anything like that?
Just practice more, really. I mean, it hasn't really been the centre of attention, obviously being in title battle and Div 1 sort of really took a back seat to that, but obviously going for next season, get some more practice in, hopefully.
Wish you all the best and hope to see you next season, if you do get a seat. Alright, man. We'll go with who's next? Freeman.
Yep.
Welcome back to. As I'm saying, it's been a few races since you last been here, but welcome back. Alright, man. How do you think your qualifying went for you? Was it good?
I think I lost a bit of time in second 2, but otherwise I think I was pretty much steady with Hydra. So it was very, very close. I obviously just lost out by like 600s in Masters, right? I saw it correctly, but yeah, it is what it is. I really wasn't expecting pole, because Hydra's always on it. I was happy to not disavow it.
Yeah, to honest, it was a close battle between you three. It was you, Zydrad, and Mercs. Mercs just got unlucky with a invalidated his lap on that. I think it was the last sector. It was pretty unlucky, but it was close between you two at the end.
Yeah.
Just a bit unlucky in the end. Zydrad's been stronger in qualifying. Also, Hamjam's one of those ones who's strong in qualifying. Just a bit unlucky as well.
Yeah, just a bit.
Yeah. Going into the feature race, how do you feel that went for you? Was that probably your strongest race, or?
Yeah, definitely better than sprint. I think you guys saw what happened with Jam. Not gonna really comment on that.
Yeah.
I don't want to say anything I shouldn't say, but yeah, I got some damage
Jam
from
about
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
a bit unlucky. I got damage from it, so I was just trying to. First, hold on, I was just thinking about pitting, but I not too want to try hold on for 3 laps. I think it was. Got a pretty good restart. I think there was like yellows across the entire circuit, so I basically couldn't overtake. So that was a bit interesting and intense. But I had some really good pace on, even with damage. I knew Ham had a couple of pens, so I just kept on the road and took the win. And then
You had a brilliant free choice. It was like,
yeah, I had a bit of a difficult start, but bounced back at least.
Yeah. Going into the sprint race, again, there was a little bit of an incident at the start. Do you know what happened? Because we didn't catch much of it. Was there an incident midfield or just a collision with your teammates? We know we were trying to get the Panther to retire, which an issue was during lag during the feature race. Do you want to take us through it?
Yeah, I got a bit squeezed on the inside turn 1, but really didn't lose it. Then I just lost in my own turn 2. I think you guys saw. But rewards into the wall, which was a bit lucky, didn't get damaged, so just kept on going. I was hoping to maybe get a point or 2 covered. And then I just lost it on the BSC restart. So that was a bit not ideal. I was doing pretty good recovering. I pit press swap and get at least something from that. But not bad overall. But so,
Not too bad, man. Not too bad. Yeah, same. Brilliant race from you, man. Anything you want to add, Maxwell?
You've pretty much already touched on it. As I say, coming out of that chicane, I feel like if I was streaming, I would not want to think about that straight again this evening. It seemed like both races just the wrong place at the wrong time with other people maybe oversteering, etc. So
yeah.
It's one of those things. It's like with these cars, it can be really tricky. What was
these cars are incredibly.
Sorry.
I was gonna say these cars are incredibly difficult around the circuit, especially so something's bound to happen. Honestly.
Yep, 100%. So what I was going to ask was basically, I think you were a fill-in this season. Is this something you, like F2, you'd like to continue to pursue, or is it just a case of just whenever you're needed, you'll fill in? And if you have filled in any other races over the course of the year, have you had a particular favourite, or has this been the only race?
I think this was one of my favourites. I know I've had a couple of poles and wins in the past, pretty good. Recovery drives, I think Hungary, Belgium was very, very good, so. I think Abu Dhabi, Future Race, Belgium and Hungary I think were my favourite.
It's certainly a good list of tracks to have a good record in F2, especially as I say something like Spa as well, where it could be, as I say, very tricky to handle an F2 car roundabout there, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I have much more to add.
No, go on, calm.
I said I'll have much more to add. I think I've said everything.
No worries. Probably last question last thing we've asked McCann. Do you have any goals for next season? Where to improve on? Of course, you've had your favourite tracks, but do you want any goals for improvements on tracks you struggle on this season? Maybe compete more towards Ham Jam, Zydrad if they look to stay on for next season. You look to go more towards the top end. Maybe look for a title challenge.
I think just my race starts to improve on. Here in the quality not validating, and just my race pace. I don't think it's been the strongest either. Some tracks, I think that's what I'll look at. I think I'm gonna be able to do full time F2 next season. So I think I'm gonna really be competitive for a title, but get some decent results. I'll be happy.
I'd say I've got nothing to add. Anything else, Max?
If he ends up on the F2 grid, it's only going to make it a far more competitive grid, so it's one thing I'd certainly be happy to commentate on for sure.
No, I think that's it, man. Cheers for jumping in for the party. Well done for the season, mate. And hope it goes well for next season. And we'll finish with our top weekend Ham Jam. Welcome, mate. Welcome to the party, buddy.
Good evening.
Just to touch on your qualifying, you didn't have the greatest of starts in qualifying. You invalidated your lap, I believe it was.
Yeah, at the end of the main straight. Weirdly enough.
That's the bit unlucky. Is Abu Dhabi one of your strongest tracks, or do you just feel like it's just a touch one of your weaknesses, or?
No, I'd say Abu Dhabi is one of the stronger tracks. Yeah, it was a silly invalidation because I had the pace to get pole, but I mean, didn't really matter too much because obviously I with that safety car later on in the race, I kind of got set up to get a good result, and then I just kind of bottled it a bit, getting another pen. But I thought I did well to fight through the traffic, considering I was starting right down at the back. I mean, you know, you can't really criticise people too much when it's just so close, such tight racing, and these cars are so tricky to get the hang of. So it's no wonder that there's people, you know, losing it and whatever throughout the race. But yeah, I did a couple of nice little double overtakes, which was good. Brought my way back up, and then yeah, just all start on the penalties at the end.
Yeah, basically there was a. I didn't see much of you in the feature race, because I feel like you just dominated that one. But going into the sprint race, I feel like you just flew to first place. It's like nothing was stopping you. There was a little bit of contact between Bennett and them lot up front, and you just flew past them. It's like Beast held Ben up and you made the overtakes very simply.
Yeah, I
Overtakes on
got a
board
nice start.
Albert.
Got Darnell quite quickly at the start, and then I think Southerners as well on the same lap. And then yeah, Beast and Bennett were having a bit of a battle. Bennett kind of outbraked Beast into the chicane at the end of the back straight. They were going side by side, and it set me up brilliantly to get the switch back and get past the pair of them. And then, well, from then on, it was kind of plain sailing, really.
As your usual races. I've got nothing to add. Anything else to Maxwell? No, I'll just touch on this season.
Really, just like a case of touching on the season, as I say, you mentioned the overtake, which I say must have been absolutely so satisfying in the car to just go, you still want to squabble, and I'll just glide on by him first. But overall, we just got to get the points on boards and get an official confirmation of it. So we quite look. So we're sitting there, aren't we? Obviously close at title fight. Am I right in saying you were a cover for a good part of the season, so you did miss a chunk of it? Is that correct?
Yeah, so dropped out after I think only the first round or so. Then I came back at Monaco. I think I won both the Monaco races. I won at least one of the Monaco races. I kind of just, I don't know, wasn't quite feeling the F2, and then I was a bit busy and decided it would be better to drop back, and then kind of just ended up actually realising that I did quite enjoy it. Came back, and then obviously I've not missed a few races now this season. I think it's about 4 or 5 I missed. So I mean, it could have been a different season, but obviously Zydar's been stellar the whole way through, so it's not terribly surprising that he was the one to take the championship.
That's one of the ones where, as you say, if you really enjoy it again next season, it could be a hell of a title fight. As I say, you said 5 races, that could potentially be 10 in Formula 2, so it's a lot of points to miss out on, but the main thing is the enjoyment factor. As long as you're enjoying it, then that's going to inspire you to a potential good title fight next year, should you go for it. So fair play for, as I say, despite missing a few races, still having a very healthy points total.
Yeah, cheers. Here's hoping as well. First time lucky, I think.
All I can say is now, any questions, anything else you want to add, what we've missed on that, or you think you're all good?
Oh no, yeah, no, nothing.
No, that's fine. All I can say is fantastic season, mate. From the parts that you did race, a bit unlucky that you couldn't challenge Zydar all the way to the end, but I believe that all the way. Better luck next season if you try and stay in for all the season this time.
Yeah, cheers.
No worries. Cheers all for jumping in, lads. And cheers for a fantastic season, and hope for a better one next season.
Yeah, cheers.
And we'll be joining now. Yeah, no worries. Cheers, man. We'll be joined now by Darnell and Southerners for our end of season bit commentating. We'll just take it on board with them guys.
Yeah, I'll make it quite short and sweet because the interview's been going on for quite a long time. But pretty much just cheers to you two for streaming most of the races this season, pretty much from like Austria or something. So thanks for doing it pretty much most weeks. And just season's been pretty good. Not necessarily from my side. Well, it's been okay. But yeah, going into next year. So the admin team, originally myself, Callum, and Idrad, we'll be losing Callum just so we can focus more on Division 1, and we'll be gaining Southerner, in other words Matt. He'll be jumping on to the F2 admin team from next season, which is the first that most people have probably heard about it. Hi Matt.
Hello. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've always preferred Formula 2 racing on this game than Formula 1. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the merging of all the divisions coming together. I've definitely really loved doing Formula 2, and I want to give it a go, see what I can do as an admin. Where I was better started than Formula 2, so I'll do my best. Hopefully, I can maintain that very high standard we've seen this season. So again, well done to yourself, Joe, Callum, Zydrad, of course. Absolutely amazing job to help. Well, keep this amazing Formula 2 season going and keep another high standard for the admins before you.
Yeah, pretty much it. Probably be best when the stream has been going on for ages. But yeah, cheers guys. Is anyone there, or was it?
Yeah, it was still. Oh, I just went silent. for a second.
We have to end the stream, or?
No, there's.
Jeez. But anyway, yeah, cheers guys.